As climate change gets worse worldwide, it's important to focus on sustainability and making sure that our planet remains prosperous for the future and only continues to grow better and better. It's important to take care to make sure that climate change doesn't get worse. And one way to do this is to reduce our energy consumption. So we're using less fossil fuels and using less energy overall. Introducing NRG Board. NRG Board helps residential users reduce their energy use by making sure that they find out what their neighbors are using, how much energy they're using, and the strategies that their neighbors are using to save energy to overall help neighbors save money and the environment. We know that North America, in per capita energy use for residential areas, is some of the highest worldwide. It's really important to find ways to reduce energy consumption, but it can be difficult to know where to start or what strategies to use. And so that's why NRG Board is really useful tool for this. To get started, one would just add their energy bill onto the board, and they'll need to include 3 points on strategies they're using to save energy or where their energy use is higher. This will help neighbors to see what they're doing to save energy and how they can do the same. So we have some neighborhoods here. We're going to go to Madison Heights. We see that Genergy and Eddie Energy Boy have already posted some tips or some drawbacks that they feel have hurt them for their energy use. We see that Genergy uses LED light bulbs, which is probably a positive and helps reduce energy use, but also and keeps their fireplace on all day, which uses a lot of energy in terms of wood, but not in terms of electric energy. And she doesn't use a stove, which also helps reduce her energy bill, keeping it at a low 68. Meanwhile, Eddie Energy Boy hang dries all his clothes, which is also a very good positive, and will help reduce that dryer load. Writing letters rather than sending emails, which has a minimal effect on energy use, so that's not really going to help too much. And not using a microwave will also help quite a bit, but not as much as maybe not using a stove. And so we see a higher energy bill here. If you want to add our own energy bill to let our neighbors know that this is what we're doing, we can add our name. So I can put our energy. And for example, at my house, I decided that I want to bike to work to reduce that energy use from a car. I also try to make sure that I don't wash dishes in the mornings, even though that likely has a minimal effect on my energy use. And I also use a high voltage and power microwave, which is likely going to mean sure I have a higher energy bill. And so this means I should probably use some tips from my neighbors. And this results in an amount of $160.45 for my energy bill. I can add it, and I see my bill here, and my neighbors can also see it and let me know, hey, maybe you should use these tips by posting their own strategies. And so through this, neighbors can help out neighbors to reduce their energy loads and reduce their energy use to make sure that everyone in the neighborhood is using less energy and learning from one another. In a neighborhood, there's similar climates, everyone has likely similar appliances, similar housing structures, so it's really easy to know what someone like you or someone who has similar living conditions to you is doing, and it's easy to replicate that. And that's why Energy Board is a really great tool.